Good morning. Before we call the Airport Trust meeting to order, a couple of housekeeping announcements that you've heard before if you've been at these meetings. One, if you have a cell phone, would you please silence it at this time so we don't disrupt the hearings? And then, let's see, number two. What's number two we want to do here? Speaking, yeah. We have speaking slips outside. If you wish to speak to the trust, if you would sign up and turn it into our clerk, we'll call on you at the appropriate time, and there will be a time at the end of the meeting to allow general comments to be made. So with that being said, let's call to order the January 23rd meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. The first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the December 19th, 2019 Oklahoma City Airport Trust. What is the desire of the trustees? We have a motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes, and the minutes are approved. Next up, the director's report, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone. Just a couple of quick comments. We like to report on our boarding passenger numbers, typically at the end of the fiscal year, which is June 30 of each year, but also like to talk about what we've done in the calendar year. So for calendar year 2019, we were just under a 2% increase for the year compared to the year before, which is good. 1.5% to 1.8% is typically our historical growth with regard to passenger enplanements. To remind you, in calendar year 2017, we broke our records for calendar year numbers, and in 2018, we really surpassed it with an over 10% increase and over 400,000 more enplanements. So the fact that the trend is still positive is very good for us, so I just wanted to report that to you. The other thing is we had a very successful bond refinancing for the bonds for the rental car center that we issued some years ago. And I have Jen Art with PFM that I've asked to come up and give you a brief recap on how successful it was. So come on up, Jen. Thank you for being here.
Somebody taller than me. All right. Well, I have the honor to be here to really congratulate you all on, as Mark said, a very successful sale. The bonds priced last week on the 14th, and they closed yesterday. They were issued to refund about $33 million of outstanding 31st Series bonds. The 31st Series was issued in 2013 to finance the consolidated rental car facility at the airport. You may remember there was another piece of good news associated with this bond issue. As a part of the review from the rating agencies late last year, the trust received an upgrade from A2 to A1. A1 is the highest rating from Moody's Investor Service in the A category and really puts you in a pretty select group of small hub airports. Of the small hub airports classified by the FAA, 22 of them are rated by Moody's. None of them are rated higher than you all. 20 of them are rated lower than you all, and there's about 2 right on par with you guys at A1. So that's a great accomplishment and a credit to the hard work that you all do and the hard work of your team over at the airport. You may also remember the sale was originally slated for late December, but city finance staff and the trust staff were keeping a close eye on market conditions, and there were a lot of bonds coming to the market in December, so they decided to wait until January when they might get more interest from investors. Historically, the municipal bond market also benefits from what's called the January effect. There's a lot of municipal bonds that either pay interest or mature on January 1st, so investors have a lot of cash in their pockets that they want to put back to work, buying bonds like yours. As a result of all this, it's estimated that the trust saved an additional 20 to 25 basis points on the yields on the bonds by waiting until January. You did, in fact, receive very strong interest, both from the combination of waiting and the upgrade to A1. 19 different investors put in orders for the trust bonds. They asked for $170 million in bonds. However, you guys were only offering about $39 million. And all of this demand allowed your underwriter to further lower yields about 10 basis points. So what this worked out to for the trust is you refunded bonds with a coupon that averaged 6.7%. The cost of your new money, the true interest cost, was 3.16%, which is a pretty dramatic lowering of your interest costs. Your savings were $8.5 million on a net present value basis, which is over 25% of the refunded bonds. The industry benchmark, if it's worth it to move forward with the refunding, is did you achieve over 3% net present value savings. So you all achieved almost 10 times the benchmark. So truly a fantastic result. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jen. I want to thank the airport staff, in particular Tara Summerlin, business manager for the airport, with all the hard work that she did. Angela Pierce was on the finance team with the city finance department, did a great job, and all the other folks with PFM, Bill Case, Dennis Whaley, and then all the folks that were just, a part of the whole process. The terminal bonds went great. We had the upgrade with Moody's, and now this story just has been very positive the last 2 or 3 years. And it's also, I think, indicative of what's going on in the community, too. And so goes a community, so goes the airport. So just want everybody to realize that. Thank you, Jen. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for the Director? All right, moving along. Will Rogers World Airport.
Under item A, we're asking to accept the completed project for the Garage A repairs and waterproofing project with ResTech Incorporated. Item B is accepting the project as complete for the building we have at 5300 South Portland Avenue. We did some west side roof repair on that with Alva Roofing Company. Item C is to approve addendas 1 and 2 for the Aviation Records Building Site Improvement Project, receive the recommendation regarding the bids, and award the contract to Shiloh Enterprises Incorporated for $295,500, approving contract and bonds. Item D is approved change order number 3 to the contract with Crossland Heavy Contractors for our Terminal Access Roadway Phase 1 project, increase of $2,530. Item E is approving change order 10 to the contract with Timberlake Construction Company. This is for the Terminal Renovation and Expansion project, and increase $283,111.06 and adding 40 calendar days. F is to approve the plans and project manual by H.W. Lochner Incorporated. This is for the landside wayfinding project, authorized bids to be opened February 26th. G is to approve the grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration for $3 million. This is with the Airport Improvement Program grant funds received from the FAA. This is for the Terminal Apron reconstruction project. H is to adopt a joint resolution between the Airport Trust and the city to submit other grant applications for the 2020 Airport Improvement Program by the FAA, accepting the grant when offered, and we're designating official representatives to administer the grant, also officials to sign the documents for the trust and city. And this is all subject to subsequent ratification by the Airport Trust and City Council. Item I is adopt the resolution declaring a 2010 Polaris Ranger 6x6 to be obsolete and surplus, authorize the chairman to execute a release, and for the director to dispose of the equipment. And last, J is to adopt the resolution. We're asking for project representative services with FSB for a Mike Monroney project on a roofing project at the Hangar 9 Mike Monroney, and that's in an amount not to exceed $57,000. Those are all the items under Will Rogers' request approval.
You've heard the items under Will Rogers. Comments or questions or action?
Move approval.
We have a motion to approve. A second. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And it is approved. Next item, Wiley Post.
I only have one item for Wiley Post, and it's to approve amendment number 2 to our contract with Libra Electric Company. We've done lots of infrastructure repairs and improvements at Wiley Post over the last few years. This is Phase 4, Sequence 2. It's an overall decrease of $7,745.80, and we're also accepting the project as complete. Request approval.
You've heard the item under Wiley Post. We have a motion to approve. And a second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes. And it is approved. General.
Asking to receive the delinquent accounts receivable report, the project status report, and also the budget to actual report. And then item B is to approve amendment 2. This is for a renewal with our facilities and maintenance contract with with ADG. And those are the only 2 items for general.
You've heard the 2 items for general. What's the desires of the trustees?
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes, sir.
continue to be amazed at the great job they do in collecting the bills, and I don't want them after me when I'm late. So fabulous job, so I move approval.
Thank you,
Is
sir.
this account current? Is this account current?
His account is yes.
We have a motion and a second. Thank you, Kurt. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, please cast your votes. And it is so done. Next up, lease agreements.
Item A is to approve supplement number 2 to the lease agreement with Mustang Fuel Corporation. We're exercising the second 5-year renewal option, revising some rentals and updating language in the agreement. This is for their corporate hangar facility at Will Rogers. Item B is approving amendment number 4 to our management contract with First Transit Incorporated. This is the second 1-year option renewal for the management of the shuttle bus operations and maintenance services to support the consolidated rental car facility. It's an annual budget, $1,678,591, and it starts March 1st. Item C is approving a new fuel supply and storage agreement with Phillips 66, commencing February the 1st at Will Rogers. Item D is approve the assumption agreement and use guarantee for PWAT Hangar Unit 508 from Bill and Sue Halpane to Falscorp LLC. And item E, the last, is approve a ground services agreement with Custom Transportation Management LLC. They're doing business as Superior Lux Transportation for ground services at Will Rogers. Request approval for the leases and agreements.
I have an F here.
Oh, yeah, you have a different agenda there.
Hey.
Here it is, sorry. We removed that first item because we weren't ready for signatures, sorry.
You've heard the items. Got a motion to approve? Second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes. And it is so done.
And request approval for item 8, the requisitions, please.
Move we pay our bills on time.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes. And it is so done. Next, we have 2 items that you request going into executive session on.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. We do need executive sessions on both 9 and 10, and we need to have separate roll call votes for each, please.
So let's deal with item 9.
Move that we move into executive session on item 9.
We have a motion to move into executive session on 9 and a second. Any comments or questions? Please cast your votes, and it's so done. Now, next item.
I'll also request to enter into executive session on item 10, please.
We have a motion and a second to move into executive session on item 10. Please cast your votes. And it is so done. Having done that, we are now going to move into executive session, and we shall return. say we return from the executive session and go on with the agenda.
Comments from the trustees.
We have returned from executive session. It's now time for comments from trustees. Does any of the trustees have any comments they'd like to make? Seeing none, staff, any of the staff people would like to make a comment? Again, seeing none, any citizen wishing to be heard? And again, seeing none, we are adjourned.